This question that I have written on the board has 4 parts, but we will be solving each part individually. And this is a very important question. It helps you understand how to derive different physics formulas, and it's not like a numerical type of problem, but it's more of how to approach a problem theoretically. Okay, so it's a very good problem for you to understand the concept. So it says, show that the change in momentum of an ideal gas molecule colliding with the wall of a cubic container is equal to 2mu, where m is the mass of molecule and u is the velocity. Okay, so what we got here a cubic container. Okay, and we need to prove that change in momentum is equal to 2 times m times u. Your u is the speed. So if we look at this, we got ourselves a cubic container, okay, in which a molecule of gas is moving and is colliding with the one of its wall. And for cube, we know that length of all the sides are equal. So let's say this is the length 1, this is length 2, and then this length is length 3. So L1 is equal to L2 is equal to L3 is equal to L, and in this sense volume will be L cube. Okay, and if we consider one plane, then the area will be L square. So these are some important things we must remember if it's a cube. Now here we have a gas molecule whose mass is m and speed is u and is moving toward the wall of the container. It collides with the wall of container and then comes back. And we have to prove the total change in momentum is 2mu. So initially, when the molecule is moving this direction, its momentum is, because we got our x's here, sorry, so we got our x's here, where x is equal to 0, and this side is minus x and this side is plus x. So here speed is minus u, and on this side the speed will be plus u. These signs are really important because momentum is a vector quantity, and in vector direction really matters. So its momentum while it is moving toward this wall is p1 or pi. So let's just call p1 is equal to mass time velocity of or speed of the molecule u, and we have a negative sign with it because it's moving in the negative x-axis. Similarly, when it collides here, according to kinetic molecular theory, when the gas molecules collide with each other or collide with the wall of container, their collision is elastic. And in elastic collision, no momentum is imparted to the wall of container, which means that momentum is conserved. So the momentum that it is carrying in this direction will remain with this molecule, but it will change its direction. So it will start moving this way now, and its momentum p2 will become equal to mu. And now I'm not using a negative sign with it because it is moving in the positive x direction. Okay, so change in momentum delta p is equal to final momentum minus initial momentum. Final momentum is mu minus initial momentum is minus mu, and minus times minus is plus, so mu plus mu, that will become equal to 2mu. So the change in momentum for this for a gas molecule when it's moving and colliding with a container is 2 times mu. Okay, of the question is saying that hence show that the force exerted on the wall of the container by the molecule of gas is equal to mu square by L, where L is the length of the edge of the container. So this is the length L of the edge of the container, and he wants us to show that force exerted by molecule is equal to mu square divided by L. Now we have to prove this relationship. There is a relationship between force and momentum. The relationship between force and momentum is that force is defined as time rate of change of momentum. So force is defined as time rate of change of momentum, and we already know the rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum is change is not rate of change of momentum. Change in momentum is 2mu. So from here we have our one value, but we also have to calculate the time. In order to calculate the time, we have speed and distance, and we know speed and distance and time are related by u is equal to distance divided by time. So because we need to find the time it takes to go here, and we are using the change in momentum, so it's also coming back. So the length will be doubled out. I just use the single length. So u is equal to 2L divided by delta t, and from here delta t is equal to 2L divided by u, and now we can use our relationship. F is equal to change in momentum 2mu times divided by 2L divided by u, and we convert division into multiplication. 2mu multiplied by u divided by 2L. So 2 will cancel out, and we got mu square divided by L. So force acting on, or force imparted by a molecule which travels here and come back. So when it collides with the wall, the force exerted by it is mu square divided by L, and that's what they required us to prove. Okay. Change in momentum we got was 2mu, and for B part, force acting exerted by a molecule of gas was mu square divided by L. The C part, we want us to prove that, hence show that the total pressure exerted by all the molecules of an ideal gas on the wall of cubic container is equal to nmu square divided by V. So he wants us to prove that pressure exerted by all the molecule is nmu average square. U squared average, because if you average first time and then square it will be 0. So u squared average is divided by volume of the container V. So he wants us to prove that m is the total number of the molecules inside the container, V is volume, and u is speed, average square speed of the molecules. Okay. This can be proved easily. This relationship can be proved easily, because first thing that we need to know the relationship between force and pressure. And force and pressure are related by pressure is equal to force per unit area. Do we have force? Yes, we have force. Do we have area? Yes, we have the area. Area is length time length. So if we have our cube here, the pressure exerted on this wall can be gotten from the area of this wall, which is length multiplied by length L square. But this force is for individual molecule, one molecule, not for a number of molecules. So force for one molecule is F is equal to mu square by L. And number of molecules are now n is equal to u1, u2, u3 and un, because there are n number of molecules. So we got For each there is a different force. F1 is equal to m1, mass of all molecules are same, m u square divided by L. Similarly, u1 square. Similarly, the force exerted by second molecule is m u2 square divided by L, and up to so on. So the total force exerted by all the molecules will be F is equal to m u1 squared plus u2 squared up to un squared, okay, and divided by length L. This u1, u2, u1 square, u2 square, u3 up to un square, we can do one thing. What can we do? We can write it as F is equal to m multiplied by total number of molecules and their average squared velocity. So mu squared divided by L. Where did we get this from? Look at this equation. U average square is equal to u1 square plus u2 square plus u3 square up to un square divided by total number of molecules n. So if I multiply n on this side, n u average square will become equal to u1 square plus u2 square plus u3 squared up to un squared. So we can replace this term in the middle by n time average velocity squared. Okay, so what will we get? F is equal to n m u average square divided by L. So this is the total force exerted by all the molecules within the container. You can find the pressure now. Pressure is equal to force per unit area. So pressure is equal to force is N M U average square and divided by L and divided by area, which is L squared. So this will give us N M U squared average and divided by L cube, which is N M U square, and L cube is volume. So the pressure exerted by the molecules of gas is N M U square divided by V, and this is what we were required. And energy in thermodynamics is represented by PV. Work done or energy is pressure time volume, and they want us to prove that pressure time volumes, that is energy, is equal to 1 by 3 total number of molecules m and times c root mean squared. Okay, so they want us to prove this relationship. Now look at c root mean square. We got our cube. I'm not very good at drawing the cubes. We got our cube here. In the cube, the molecules of gas are moving along the height, along the x-axis, and along the z-axis. Okay, so they are moving along all the direction. So c root mean square is the sum of u squared average plus v squared average plus w squared average. So u is the velocity along x-axis, v along y-axis, and w along z-axis. So this is, but because the motion of molecules in a gas container is random, it doesn't mean that a strand of molecule is moving along x-axis, a train is going along y, and a train along z. Some molecules could follow these paths. Some are going like this, some are going like this. So if you take the average and square, all these velocities will be equal to each other. So u average square is equal to V average and is equal to W average. So let's just call it U average square because the motion is random and therefore we can call it U square average. Okay. So what will become C root mean square now? C root mean RMS square will be U square, U plus U square is 3 times U average square. So C root mean square is equal to 3 U square and U square will become, U average square will become equal to 1 by 3 C root mean square because we want to replace in pressure, we want to replace U square by C root mean square. So PV, pressure time volume, is equal to pressure is Nm U average square divided by volume multiplied by volume. So volume will cancel out with volume and U average square is equal to Nm, sorry, you need to write it like this, U square average, okay, U square, U average square is now 1 by 3 C root mean square. So pressure times volume, that is energy, is equal to 1 by 3 Nm C RMS squared. So that's how you can prove this relationship for energy too. Okay.